on Business, offering business buying tools and technology with the goal of simplifying how to stock up to get ahead. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com. And Charles Schwab, offering investors choices like full-service wealth management, advice, investing, and trading on Thinkorswim. Learn more at schwab.com.
It's Morning Edition on WNYC. I'm Michael Hill. It's time for In Season, our weekly segment where we highlight what's fresh and affordable at local farmers markets. It's officially the first day of spring, which means we're going to start seeing a lot more life at local farm stands after a long and brutal winter. Amelia Tarpey is a program and publicity manager for Grow NYC Green Markets. She says we'll see a lot of baby greens in these early days of spring.
Microgreens are harvested just 7 to 14 days after the seed germinates. So they're really, really tiny. And when a plant is growing, the first little leaves it puts out, those are called the cotyledons. Basically, all the nutrients of the plant are going to be concentrated in that little green. You can find micro radish greens, micro broccoli, micro kale, micro sorrel. There's so many different varieties. They are great for garnishing, put them into salads, put them over soup, pile them up onto a toast. Sometimes you can get a little sticker shock with them, but that's because they are very, very tiny. So they don't weigh very much. You can also find shoots at the market. So shoots are basically a microgreen, but they grow a little taller. They're a little bit more spindly, if you will. I personally love pea shoots. I'm a huge fan of a breakfast salad. Do a little egg scramble, and then on the side, dress up your little pea shoot salad. I just throw them in a bowl, do a little drizzle of olive oil, some apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper, a drizzle of honey. It's perfect. The next stage of growth after the microgreen and shoot stage is the baby green. So by the time they get to the baby green stage, they're still very small, and they're not going to be as nutrient dense as a microgreen, but again, they're still going to be quite concentrated with nutrients. All winter long, we've been enjoying all of our root vegetables, our meats, our cheeses, but our bodies this time of year, I feel like, really crave fresh greens. You know, we need to replenish ourselves after a long winter, and that's what's beautiful about eating with the seasons is I feel like what your body wants and craves, that's what's going to be available at the markets.
Amelia Tarpey is a program and publicity manager for Grow NYC Green Markets. She says right now, baby greens are going for more than $10 a pound.
WNYC's journalism and storytelling is heard by millions of passionate listeners. Sponsors of WNYC gain our listeners' attention and their respect. Learn more about how your organization can support WNYC at sponsorship.wnyc.org.
It's 6:52. Marketplace Morning Report is next, and then later on Morning Edition, actor Lisa Kudrow talks about the return of her HBO series, The Comeback, which deals with a controversial topic in the artistic world.
What's it about?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. What's the part?
I don't know.
What do you know?
It's being written by AI.
Season 3 begins on Sunday. More from her next hour. 39 and partly cloudy. This is WNYC.
Should we expect the Postal Service to make money?
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. At Schwab, investors get choices ranging from self-directed investing to full-service wealth management all in one place. Learn more at schwab.com. And by Ninja One, unifying IT operations for businesses globally with solutions to support IT resilience and operational efficiency. Unify IT, simplify work. Ninja One.
From Marketplace, I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer, in for David Brancaccio. The Postal Service says it's facing a severe financial crisis. Postmaster General David Steiner testified before a House subcommittee this week. He said the USPS was struggling and could be out of cash in less than 12 months unless something changes. Marketplace's Carla Javier has more.
The USPS says it lost $9 billion last fiscal year. I remember when the average losses were 4.5 or 5 billion, but now the losses are increasing over time.
That's Rick Geddes at Cornell. On the cost side, he says USPS has a universal service obligation.
It's basically to deliver the mail to every address it can 6 days a week.
And that can get expensive.
To have all the trucks run 6 days a week, to have the carriers who walk their routes.
On the revenue side, lawyer and consultant Jim Campbell says letter volume has gone down precipitously, and legislation limits the Postal Service's ability to raise prices.
So a combination of the price cap and the declining volumes hit the post office quite hard.
The Postmaster General said Congress and the USPS could consider reducing the days of delivery, closing offices in rural or remote areas, raising stamp prices to $1 or more, or significant financial reforms. But with revenues unlikely to exceed costs, James O'Rourke at Notre Dame says Congress has to decide if it wants a postal service at all.
We don't ask the Forest Service or the Weather Service to make money. They are a service to the people of the United States. It would be nice if the Postal Service could break even or at least come close.
But that, O'Rourke says, would take some heavy lifting on Congress's part. I'm Carla Javier from Marketplace.
Let's do the numbers. The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures are all down in the 3 to 0.6% range, with the Dow future down more than 150 points. The 10-year Treasury yield is down at 4.3%. The Education Department is offloading part of its student loan portfolio. The Treasury Department will take over management of defaulted student loans where borrowers are months behind on their payments. It's the Education Department's first step towards shedding management of all federal student loans. The Trump administration plans to shutter the agency.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Bitwarden Password Manager, helping to extend spring cleaning to online security. Bitwarden is designed to manage password security by storing and autofilling logins, credit cards, and identities across accounts and devices. Bitwarden.com. And by GEP. With GEP Key Agentic AI and GEP Smart Software, GEP is at the forefront in agentic procurement orchestration and autonomous supply chains.
The war in the Middle East is taking an economic toll on Americans. That includes the American farmer, who's dealing with higher diesel and fertilizer prices. Marketplace's Elizabeth Troval has more on how the war is affecting agriculture.
It's planting season for a lot of American farmers, which often brings renewed optimism about the upcoming year's harvest. But when I asked rice farmer Casey Smith about his outlook for this year,
honestly, I don't feel very positive about it.
We're standing in his newly planted rice crop in Brazoria County, south of Houston. The green blades of the rice plant are about 3 inches high in straight rows across the dirt.
It's honestly nerve-wracking. We put a very large sum of our own money into the crop last year, and we didn't get any nickel of it back. So it's very concerning.
He worries about the tens of thousands of extra dollars he's likely going to have to spend on his farm, with the 25% or so jump in his fertilizer price and diesel prices surpassing $5 a gallon since the war started less than 3 weeks ago.
We already had this planted when that happened. You know, it happened afterwards. So what do you do now? You know, it's out of our control. We have zero control, and there's zero chance that our yield will make up that extra expense. There's zero chance.
Further north in the Texas Panhandle, Dee Vaughn grows corn, grain sorghum, wheat, and cotton.
We are second-generation Texas farmers. My grandparents farmed in Oklahoma.
He'll plant his corn, cotton, and grain sorghum later this spring. He's also concerned about how the increased cost of fertilizer and diesel will hit his bottom line.
I have no way of passing the cost off. Our corn is priced in a global marketplace. I just have to take it on the chin that way.
He says he may cut back on using fertilizer or delay repairing or replacing some of his equipment.
You just have to kind of roll with the punches.
He says he's better situated financially to weather this storm, but he wonders about the younger generation of farmers.
Some of them may not make it, and those of us that are 60 plus that are looking at, well, who's going to farm this ground when we're gone? That's what we have to be concerned about.
Around the world, farmers are feeling the impacts of the war. The Middle East is a major fertilizer-producing region, according to Julia Mihan with ICIS.
There is a huge volume that's not making it through to the customer. And this is all at a time when we are in peak season for application for the US, for Europe, for India.
And she says this could ultimately reduce demand for fertilizer.
If this conflict continues in the Middle East, I think these prices will go higher. But to what point will then the farmer say, enough is enough, we can't afford this anymore?
Cutting down on fertilizer would hurt crop yields, and that could eventually trickle down to higher food prices for consumers. I'm Elizabeth Trovall for Marketplace.
Marketplace exists to help you stay informed about the economy, and you can put that knowledge to the test. Every Friday, we publish a news quiz online. Find it on our website, marketplace.org/quiz. Our executive producer is Nancy Fargali. Our digital team includes Antoinette Brock, Emily McCune, and Dylan Miettinen. Our engineers are Tessa Block and David Schreck. In Washington, I'm Nancy Marshall Genzer with the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.
WNYC is